Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the light on Navy wrestling. It's been a fantastic start for the Mids, certainly in their dual matches, well-documented ranked wins as a team over Illinois and Pitt so far. Pleased to be joined by heavyweight Grady Griess. And, Grady, before we talk about you individually, let's just talk about your group here. You, Jameer, Ben. Coach Collegiate told us a couple of weeks ago that the depth in the room now is as good as it's been in his time here. Your observation as a senior right now and the room and the way it challenges you every day, your thoughts on the way that room shapes up right now as a wrestler that's out there doing the work on the mat?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has someone pushing them, no matter what way it is, really. And so everybody's got that guy to be pushing them to the next level. And for me, it's Jameer. And every other weight, like seriously, every weight has someone behind pushing the starter, and that has not been the case past years.
Obviously, for you, 32 wins a year ago, NCAA qualifier. How do you reset the goals now for this senior campaign to try and obviously do even better than that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had those weren't really my goals last year, so I'm just pushing to max my potential and achieve the goals that I set out to achieve this year. And I'm looking forward to the upcoming like the rest of the season, really. And this tournament, Cliff Keen, is going to be just like nationals, really. I mean, you're going to have top 10 guys all around at every weight. And it'll be a good opportunity to knock off some of those guys and just see where I'm stacked up against them. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I was going to say, obviously, you've had some good opponents in dual matches so far, but with the way the tournament setup is, and obviously it's something you're hoping to see later on this year with this caliber of competition. How fortunate is it to have a meet like this early in the season, where you can challenge yourself and you can go back and look at the film, and if there's some things you need to correct, you've got time to tweak those?
It's huge. It's really good that we get to go out there, out to Vegas and wrestle at Cliff Keen's. That, like I said, there's some really good wrestlers out there, and we can, you can kind of course correct throughout the season, throughout like every competition. Really, it doesn't just have to be like against tough competition, but even your matches against other guys who aren't as highly ranked, you can always find ways that you can get better in the sport of wrestling. That's what I love about it. There's just so many different ways that you can get better, and our coaches are great on just finding those slight tweaks that we need to do to our wrestling.
Just like any sport, really any business, when you think of it, it doesn't really come down to the details and making sure you take care of the detailed things during the course of your matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very detailed technical sport, and that's why you see like the guys who are really strong in the beginning, like maybe strength will get you so far, but in the end, it comes down to technique and what you've seen, what you know about the sport, and how you can execute those techniques.
You guys all end up at the Naval Academy for a reason. It's because you have terrific backgrounds before you get here. But as a wrestler, where do you think you've made the biggest improvement in your time here so far?
I'd say, I mean, from my sophomore year to my junior year, there's a big learning curve there because I didn't really have a freshman year with a knee injury. And then my sophomore year, I was behind Ryan Kaka. And so I really pushed myself that summer and that preseason leading up to junior year. And it was really just a matter of adjusting to college wrestling. It's different than high school wrestling in the matter of like every guy you go against like has the potential to beat you, and like to be like competitive in the sport. Otherwise, they wouldn't be wrestling D1. And it's just a matter of knowing when to attack and like having good shots, like proper executions of the shots, really.
The fascinating thing about this sport is, unlike a team sport that may have 60 minutes or baseball has 9 innings, you got 7 minutes, man, to do your work. And you're obviously trying to defend against a good opponent usually too, but just kind of take us inside the circle there. And do you actually look at it as go as hard as you can for 7 minutes, or is it just as each second ticks off the clock, as you just mentioned, look to find your shot and try to execute it and get your opponent behind?
Yeah, there's definitely some techniques that you need to understand like throughout the match. Coach Collegiate always talks about like a quarter of a takedown. And what we mean by that is every time you snap someone down, every time you like put pressure on their head, every time you're holding on to an arm or whatever it is, that's like a quarter of a takedown. You get 4 of those, and then it's gonna make a takedown really easy. So basically like you're just wearing the guy out over and over and over again, and just wait for your opportunity to score. And you're going constantly. There are times, obviously in heavyweight, you're not constantly like shooting like other weights might be, but you're definitely like working, hand fighting and under like trying to make it so he's really tired by the point that you're going to be shooting and like executing a good shot.
You're coached by one of the greatest in the history of the sport. Um, Being able to have that wealth of resource available to you, just what is that like? That when you need that extra piece maybe against an opponent, that you can turn to someone like that who can provide it for you.
Yeah, it's very humbling to be able to be coached by Kerry Collat and also Blaze Cabell, like, and Mike Evans and Dan Neff, like they're all really great coaches. And yes, it's amazing to have Collat as our head coach. I used to think of those guys as just like my heroes, and they're just like legends, and you don't really think of them as just like another like person. Well, they put their pants on the same way, and they're killing it. They're coming in, he's coming in, and he's still wrestling. It's great to have those guys in there though. They push us every day, and that, like you said, that wealth of knowledge is huge to have.
To see those guys as coaches work as hard as they have now uh, to really improve the program. You guys do have a couple, as we said, a couple of top opponents you've knocked off. You've watched the program develop. To be a part of that and to see that happening now, is there a sense of satisfaction that you're part of helping get this program certainly where the coaches are trying to get it to go?
I wouldn't really say there's a sense of satisfaction because we're not where we want to be yet. Like the top is a goal, and you're always going to be working towards that goal. And no matter where you are in life, I feel like, at least from my personal opinions, like you're always going to be working towards another goal. And like, yes, there's some satisfaction in like reaching a goal that you achieve, but like we haven't reached our goals yet. But we want to get some guys on the podium at least. We want to win some national championships. Like that's where our heads are. And it's nice to see some of the results, and it's nice to see the recruiting classes coming in. Like the freshmen this year are really really going to help out our team, and they already are. And it's good to see that. And it's good to see that we're attracting those better guys as a team. But like I say, we're not there yet, and we're just going to continue to push ourselves.
How different is the kid that showed up from Nebraska to the one that exists now here as a first year at the academy?
I learned a lot of lessons going through my time here, that's for sure. And it really has developed me, made me a lot tougher, I think, at the academy. We go through some hard times here, but in the end, like the guys on the team, they are like the people that get me through. My family too, like they're awesome to have around. And like I don't think I'm that different like as a person, but I would say that like my ability to fight through adversity and just my ability to bounce back from hardships, basically, has definitely changed a lot.
Great stuff, Grady. Appreciate it. Good luck at Cliff Keen, and obviously best of luck to you and your teammates with the rest of the wrestling season. Thanks for the time today.
Yep. Thank you.